hope it's better this time around. Okay, okay. I hope I am better on this time around. Please pardon the glitches. All right, I'm trying to solve that, and I do not want to waste our time. Let me share this so others can join. Share. All right. Okay. So I believe we're good. Oof. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay. Thank you, VS Media 55. Hi, hello. I'm Elizabeth Oni, and this is the Awakening Chats. All right. This is the Fireside Awakening chats, rather. So thank you for joining. It's a delight to have you on the call. So we fly right now. What we're talking about tonight is adversity quotient. Like I mentioned before, the glitches happened. But then we're not banking on what has happened in the past. And it's part of even what we're treating tonight. How to overcome challenges. Even when it seems as if the challenge is having you on a chokehold. Alright? Overcoming challenges is what we're dealing with tonight. And these network glitches is an example. I will overcome it, and we are going to have this session together. It will be a successful one. That is assured. All right, I am having this live chat from Nigeria. I want to know where you're listening from. You can just drop it in the comments where you're listening from. Let me know your name and also where you've joined this call. Okay. So, like I said, adversity quotient is what we are talking about today on this Fireside Awakening chat powered by the Intentional Winner Squad, an accountability platform for identity discovery, holistic transformation, emotional healing, and much more. The goal is that you are being transformed. That is the goal of the platform, okay? Your transformation is the ultimate goal of the Intentional Winner Squad. For the topic of tonight, like I said, please relax. Relax, rest your back. It's going to be a conversation. I'll be reading your comments from this device over here. Get your water bottle, okay? Because I'll be taking some sips as well. Have your journal, your iPad, or whatsoever that you'll be using for jotting. Okay, so let me start with a short story. A relatable one. Yeah, the setting of this story should be somewhere in Lagos, Nigeria, okay? And let me start with plotting it very well. Okay, should be somebody living in Ikorodu, Lagos, Nigeria. She just received a mail to come for a job interview the next day on the island. Let's use Victoria Island. Now, this lady has been on the search for a job for so long, and she's so excited that finally someone has deemed it fit to send her a positive mail to come for an interview. She dresses up the next day. She's in her best looking outfit. She wakes up quite early because she knows how crazy the Lagos traffic can be. She's out by around 4:30 p.m. This is an abstract illustration, but then you will see where I'm going to right now. She's on her journey already. She leaves Ikorodu, gets to the third mainland bridge. It's already 7 a.m. Why? She's stuck in traffic. She's wondering why everybody is out in Lagos by 4:30 a.m. already. She was hoping that she would have got to her destination before 7, in fact. But here is she on the third mainland bridge, 7 o'clock. She's just few hours, about 2 hours away from her interview. She's still on the same bridge as at 8 a.m. 1 hour away from her interview. 8:30 a.m. her phone battery dies. She's a complete mess. She starts crying. She's frustrated. And in fact, if you are an onlooker in that area, you would pity her. If she tells you her story, how she has been job hunting for so long, and now she has gotten a positive response for her to come for a final interview or something, and it's that particular day that everyone in Lagos chooses to come out. There's a gridlock on every major junction or major whatever. She's a mess. She's frustrated. Now, here's the question. Was the problem the traffic for real, or her response to it? In that same Lagos, someone else faced a similar situation but chose differently. They adapted. They found another opportunity. They followed up and kept moving. See, life did not treat the both of them differently. They simply responded differently. Now, the differences of their response is what we call adversity quotient. A very good example, while I was trying to stay on this call, the network was glitching, I was being thrown offline, I couldn't notice I couldn't notice the people that were on the call, I couldn't see your comments. I could have just given up because it's just one person that was on the call, and that one person is my other device. I could just felt, oh, nobody is willing to listen to me tonight, and I would have given up. But that will show that my adversity quotient is low. Like I said, glitching network is also a challenge. And let me just let you know something quickly. Challenges are part of life's ingredients. Every one of us will have to go through challenges. From the moment you took your first breath as a human being, you signed up to experience challenges here on earth. So to the question, what is adversity quotient? AQ, adversity quotient. People don't like the word adversity, like, I beg means please. I beg. I don't want trouble in this life. I don't want wahala. Adversity quotient. Adversity quotient is your ability to respond to challenges, setbacks, and pressures without giving up. Emphasis on the word giving up. In simple terms, adversity quotient is how well you handle life when life is handling you. I put it like this. How you keep getting the best nutrients from life even when life is giving you a tasteless buffet. You can call it adversity quotient. Now, I love playing with words, and sometimes you've heard when life gives you lemon, you make lemonades. Well, that's like that cliche was a way of just motivating people to face adversities better. Now, one of my favorite books in the world, which is the Bible, has things to say about adversity quotient. You might be wondering, wait, that book was written thousands of years ago. What does he have to say about adversity quotient? You hold on. I have something to tell you from the scriptures. Corinthians 4 verse 8. We are hard pressed on every side, but not crushed, perplexed, but not in despair. You find that in 2 Corinthians 4 verse 8. Now, James chapter 1 verse 2 to 3. This is the part that really got to me. It said, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. Challenges that you go through in life, they are bespoke to your destiny. Everybody has the bespoke challenges they will go through. Someone in North America may not face the same challenge like you who is living in West Africa. Someone in Asia might face a different kind of challenges compared to somebody who's living in Europe. So our challenges are bespoke based on factors like our destiny, our purpose, and even some environmental conditions. For instance, electricity glitches, network glitches, internet glitches is not something that may be prevalent in some countries, but it's a challenge in a country like mine. Well, we're praying for our country, so we pray that this challenge would be over, would become something of the past very soon. And other illustrations that can be used to describe challenges that are normal, that are not really that are not actually cut out to ruin you. I can use example of someone who has a child with special needs. Now that is a challenge on its own. How the person respond to this is adversity quotient. Will you give up on that child? Will you throw away the child? Will you start hating the child? Or somebody going through divorce. Divorce in itself is a challenge. That is that's a challenge itself that demands you to use your adversity quotient. Someone who loses their job, or someone who receives a query at work, that is a challenge. How you respond to it determines how you would overcome it. Let us just keep flying. I wrote a number of illustrations here. Imagine 3 people still using the traffic, 3 persons in Lagos traffic on the 3rd mainland bridge. Person A is shouting, complaining, and stressing, and just being cranky, complaining to everybody, oh, this country is this one, that country is that one, if only our government, if only our local government, if only our president. The person is complaining. Then you have person B. Person B is frustrated. You can see it all over the person that this person is tired. But the person stays calm and rather listens to music. You can see the approach of the person A, person B. Then the 3rd person uses the time being stuck in traffic to make calls, maybe some sales calls, or listen to a podcast, or to reflect. So it is the same traffic, but different responses. The differences is their adversity quotient. While some persons have low adversity quotient, some persons have healthy adversity quotients. The question is, what level are you? Why does adversity quotient matter? Because you have to keep living. You have to keep living. Life has phases. Life comes in phases. And the funny thing is that some phases repeat themselves. Life itself is like a classroom, and the challenges that we experience, they're like the teachers. If we do not learn from these experiences, we keep repeating the classes. We keep repeating, the experience keeps repeating itself in other formats. Alright, and as we fly on this topic of adversity quotient, I would love to see your comments. Let me check if there are comments here to ensure that I am following you. All right. Okay. So we continue. The ones who have built capacity to handle problems, they are the ones we most time call successful people. These people, the people who are thriving in life, they are not the ones without problems. They are not the ones we call the lucky ones. People who thrive in life, they are not, so to say, the lucky ones. They are not those who have no problem at all. In fact, they are the ones who have built capacity to handle problems. One of the assumptions that we make is that successful people do not have much problem. That's one of the the assumptions that we make, that successful people do not have problems. And in fact, we also assume that they are lucky folks, which is an error. It's an error. People who handle situations very well, they have learned to build capacity over time, so that when situations resurface itself in different ways, they can handle this effectively and overcome to the next phase. See, like I said earlier, life's challenges are bespoke. Okay? Life challenges are bespoke. Whatever your challenge may be, how you respond to it determines how long that challenge may stay. That challenge would keep existing. Now, I will explain this better as we move on in this gist. Please, if you can see me clearly, I want to be sure that I want to see your response. Okay, thank you so much. I can see the highly favored one. Okay, thank you. Please let us share the link so others can also be part of this call. Adversity quotient was first coined by Paul Stoltz in 1997 in his book Adversity Quotient: Turning Obstacles into Opportunities. And he coined up a framework for adversity quotient using the acronym CORE, CORE, the element of adversity quotient. It's like a framework to explain how adversity quotient works, the element of adversity quotient. And the first one is control. Control. Now, for each of this framework, it will come with a question to you, and I want you to reflect as I explain each one. All right? The first one is control. Can I do anything about this? Can I do anything about this? When you face a situation, when a challenge is before you, the first thing you should ask yourself is, what is the level of my control over the situation? What comes to mind is Matthew chapter 6 verse 27, which says, 27 to 34, which says that by worrying, can you add 1 cubit to your stature? Ask yourself that question. That was the exact word of Jesus Christ. A good example for this is your toddler. Let's assume your toddler spills her breakfast on the floor just few minutes before the school bus arrives, and you came out of the room all dressed, ready to take this child out to join the bus, only for you to meet an island of breakfasts in the middle of your living room. Number one, you should know that worrying over spilled milk is a no-no. Worrying over spilled milk, it's a waste of time. You have no control over what has happened already. Your response to that will determine your level of adversity quotient, the degree of adversity quotient that you possess. There's a difference between you reacting to the situation or you responding to the situation. Reacting is more about your emotions, like, oh no, what kind of thing is this? You have messed up my day, blah 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 blah. It has happened already. Now, response is you analyze the situation, you weigh the options of responses that you can give, then you choose the best one. That is responding. So that's the difference between reacting and responding. Reacting is you being led by your emotions at the face of a situation, at the face of a challenge. You work with your emotions. That is reacting. You saw something that is irritating, then you flare up like, oh no, your school bus is just out there. Why did you do that? Why did you do that? But responding is you analyze, oh, possibly this child slept, or the food was too hot and she toppled off, or maybe you give a possible excuse that could have happened. You have no control over the food that has spilled. Perhaps you have to pack fresh food for the child to eat while on the bus or something. You ask yourself the question, what control do I have over what has happened? If you have no control over it, please move to the part that you have control over, which is your response. Your response is what you have control over. You have no control over challenges most times. Alright? So you may not have control over challenges. For instance, you don't have control over losing a job. You don't have control over the economic recession in your country. You have no control over the epileptic electricity. You have no control over this, but you have control over your response, over how you view the situation, over how you let the situation do not drain you of your joy. And I have a scripture for that. Like I said, one of the best book I've ever read in this world. In Proverbs 24 verse 10, if you are faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. In other words, if you are reactive, if you're always reacting to everything, then your adversity quotient is small. Perhaps. Think on this. No, like I said, grab your pad, grab your journal. We are on a journey together. This is a conversation. I want you to be giving the words back to me. I'll be seeing it I'll be seeing your responses. I'll be seeing you right there in the comment section. So please don't let me just preach to the choir. I want to hear you talking to me. If you're getting anything worthwhile, just drop it in the comments. If you're getting anything worthwhile, drop it in the comments. Let me know that it is worthwhile for you. So I've spoken about the C, which is control. No, we're going C-O-R-E. And the O is ownership. Ownership. You ask yourself, what is my role in this situation? For instance, somebody loses their job. This is a challenge. A lucrative, high-paying job. The person was called to the office, oh, you're no longer needed in the organization. We can no longer, or we're laying you off because we have to downsize our staff capacity. We're sorry, please go. Now, the part where you apply ownership in this framework is that you ask yourself, how was it that I became a candidate worthy of being downsized? Is it that I wasn't delivering enough? Was it that my deliverables weren't up to what was expectant? Or was it that at some point, just ask yourself this. It's not to beat yourself. It's just to know where you stand. To know your own contribution to the matter. A case of divorce now. Two persons never get married with the aim of divorcing themselves. Nobody ever gets married to another person with the aim of, oh, in the future we're going to be going separate ways. Of course not. Of course not. So when such happens, what was your contribution to it? You ask yourself. Don't just be passing the buck, pointing fingers. You have the you should ask yourself the question, what was my contribution to this situation? Was there a contribution for my part? And in the case where there was no contribution for your part, it's okay. Some challenges don't need your contribution, they will happen anyways. Alright? So understand that growth begins when excuses end. If you're making excuses for yourself out of a challenge, For instance, the part of losing a job, possibly you had been negligent in some areas, or you allowed some things to happen which was entirely your fault, but you felt, oh, nobody would notice it. Then it becomes noticeable. Then they lay you off. That was your contribution. You take your blame for what it is. Take your own your faults, so that you can learn from it. When we do not own our faults, when we do not own our own part in a challenge, we do not learn enough. Or another illustration is possibly you and your best friend, you had a fallout, and you just say, oh no, I'm not going to talk to this person again, we're going separate ways. What was your own contribution to the fallout? So that this can help you in future relationships. Possibly you did not respect the person's boundary enough, or you did not you weren't present enough, or something. Just own up to your own part of the situation. Yes, that's the ownership part. Own up to it. Don't give excuses. And the scripture to back this is Galatians 6 verse 5. For each one shall bear his own load. You have your own part to bear. We are going to give accounts for everything we've done here on earth. So also be willing to take to own your own part, your own account in the situation, in a challenge. Own your own part. Own it so that you can know how best to handle the situation. And the next acronym, the next frame, the next element is R, and that is reach. R-E-A-C-H. R-E-A-C-H. Let me take a sip of water, please. Woo! I've been talking for about 30 minutes straight up. Oh, thank you. So, reach. How far will I let this affect me? No, we're talking about adversity quotient. How far will I let this affect me? The situation has happened already. Let me give a quick illustration. Tomorrow is Sunday, right? Some of us would be in church. Some of us would be in different places of worship. Let's assume that somebody was ironing their clothes for tomorrow, and the iron decides to have a mind of its own and burn the person's outfits. Oh goodness me. At that instance, don't let me assume it's your favorite clothes. It's just one of your clothes in your closet. At that instance, what would you think? We'll be wondering, village people, they finally arrived. How far will you let that situation hold you back from not going to church? Or don't let me even use church now. You're going out on a date with your best person, your significant other. Will that incident stop you from going out? Of course it shouldn't. You pick up another outfit to go. So how far will you let the incident get to you? That is a reach. How far will you let what has happened affect you? Here is what I would say to that. Don't let one bad moment ruin your whole life. Don't let one bad incident, don't let one challenge ruin your beautiful life. And the scripture for this is from Ecclesiastes 7 verse 14. In the day of prosperity, be joyful, but in the day of adversity, consider. Be thoughtful. Be thoughtful. In the day of prosperity, be joyful, but in the day of adversity, consider. Consider. Remember that there is still joy waiting for you. Remember the joy of yesterday, and also be up for the joy that is coming. So don't let the day of adversity stop you from enjoying the beautiful life that God has planned out for you. I hope we are enjoying this session. Before we go to the final one, which is E, that is C-O-R-E. C is for what again? If you are on this call with me, let me know. C is for control, O is for ownership, R is for reach, and E is for endurance. I hope you can hear me. Every phase, every situation has an expiration date. Every situation has an expiration date. Now, we may find this hard to believe, but many times, the reason why the situation elapses its expiration date is because we haven't learned from the situation yet. We have not learned from the situation yet. I want us to know that no challenge is meant to last for eternity. No challenge whatsoever is designed to last for eternity. Every challenge has their maturation date, that after this particular period, the challenge stop existing. Then you start bracing up for the next one, because life is full of challenges. It's like the challenges are like hurdles. They strengthen you. They help in the building of your character. That's just part of the things challenges does for you. They build up your character. If you do not overcome the challenge that is at a minimal stage, how do you get to overcome the ones coming when you get to the top stage of your life? So how we handle the situation will sometimes influence how long the phase lasts. Sometimes, I wrote here, some situations could have completed their time, but the residue, that is the impact of that situation, would make it seem as if the situation or the phase is still ongoing. Adversity quotient is you understanding that this time too shall pass. That's adversity quotient for you. Adversity quotient is you understanding that no, this challenge is not going to last forever. Now, let's go back to the illustration of the traffic. The traffic cannot last all through the week. The traffic cannot last complete 24 hours. Well, maybe there have been some gridlock in some countries that last for days, perhaps. Excuse me, but it cannot last forever. Alright? So also, the challenges that we experience in life, they do not last forever. In fact, instead, they help in the building of our character. A good example is delayed expectations. When it seems as if what you're expecting, what you're hoping for is not arriving on time, you should know that that period of waiting is just for a time, it's for a while. It's not going to last forever. Waiting is just for a period. Even all of us right now, we are waiting for the coming of Christ's second coming, right? And it's for a period, it's for a while. Even if it's for 2,000 years, it's going to end one day. And the amazing part is that time is very fickle before God. He created time, yes, but 1,000 days like just a day before him. So by the time you feel as if, oh, maybe God does not see you or something, God sees you. God sees you. And this challenge that seems as if it's not going is just for a while. It is going to pass. It has its expiration date. How you handle this phase will determine how long this phase lasts, even when the maturation date is over. Like I said, some phases would have expired already, but the residue, the impact of that phase will still be lingering depending on how you handled the situation while it was existing in your life. And yes, we're talking about the different types of persons, different type of people, how they handle adversity quotients. You see, in the study of adversity quotients, there are three major types of personalities. We have the quitters, we have the campers, and we have the climbers. Now let me start with the quitters. The quitters are those who feel they are cut out for the soft life. No. They are cut out for they'll say, no, I don't bat nobody, nobody can bat me, Jay. So they don't even strive at all to aspire for things. They don't strive at all to explore, because they do not want to face challenges. They would rather just stay at the bottom of the mountain because they don't want to cross the hurdles of life. They rather settle for anything lesser than average. because they don't want the challenges that come with striving and thriving for more. So these are quitters. Quitters, they are those who would rather play small than go for big gigs that would demand that they exert some efforts. Then the campers. The campers are those who have this energy at the beginning. Oh, they're those who would write their goals. They want to have a revolutionary year. They will tell you how they have big plans and everything. But the moment they start having small successes, they start tasting some degree of success, they'll feel, oh, it's okay, let me just settle here. They plateau because they've tasted a small degree of success. They've experienced a small dimension of success. So they plateau. These ones, they are not too different from quitters. Yeah, because they quit midway. They get to the middle of their success journey, or they get to the middle of their life's achievement, and they feel that they've gotten enough. And let those who want to strive some more, let them keep going. They are okay with it. So this one, they just earn. They get to the average point of the pedestal, and they feel it's okay. They just want to stay like that. They don't want to strive too much. They feel they've struggled, if there's a word like that. They've made so much effort already at the beginning of their life, so now they feel it's okay to just settle for what has happened. They did not settle at the bottom of the mountain, but because they got to a place that looks so green enough, they settle there. And we have the climbers. The climbers are those who keep going. They see every success as a stepping stone to the next. They see every success as a stepping stone to the next. They see difficulties as stepping stones as well. And they see setbacks, failures as stepping stones as well. Those are climbers. They see hurdles, difficulties, whatsoever you might want to throw down their way. They see it as stepping stones. They do not quit. They do not stop. They keep going. Every level of success that they achieve, they see and they always anticipate for more. Those are climbers. They do not settle. They do not settle for anything below excellence. They do not assume that they've got to the apogee of their life, career, or whatsoever. They always aspire for more. Now, here is a question. Which one are you? Which one are you? Can you quickly describe yourself? In your journal, in your pad, write it down. I am this. No, you are the best evaluator of yourself. You can note which one you are. Are you a quitter, a climber? Are you a quitter? Are you a climber? Are you a what's it called now? Are you a camper? Yeah, that's the word. So we still have some few minutes to go before the end of this call. And before I do that, I want to give us practical tools to build your adversity quotient. I want to give you practical tools to build your adversity quotient. But before I give you these tools, I want you to still share this link quickly. Let someone join the call with you. This is about to get better. What you've been hearing since is the, how do I describe it to? They are the ingredients, but now you're about to get the key ingredient of this soup, or let me call it this stew. You're about to get the key ingredients of this stew. What will really stir up your spirit, man, or what will awaken you on your inside and bring the transformation that you really aspire for. So share this link, let somebody join this call ASAP. Quickly. In 30 seconds, let us do it. Share the link with somebody. Share it on your status. Invite someone that's adversity quotient. This lady says she wants to share with us the practical tools to build the adversity quotient. Share it quickly, share it quickly, share it quickly, share it quickly. Share it quickly, 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 quickly. Okay. All right, we are back on the call. So a quick recap. I said adversity quotient is how you handle life when life is handling you. Let me quickly take a sip of water, a quick water break. All right, it's about to get sweeter. It's about to get sweeter. So yeah, the practical tools to build adversity quotient. Here are the practical tools. Oh, thank you so much, ma'am. Here are the practical tools to build adversity quotient. Number one, reframe the situation. Now, this may feel a bit hard, but reframe the situation. By reframing the situation, you are asking yourself, what is this teaching me? At the beginning of this session, I mentioned that life itself is a classroom, and our challenges, our experiences are like teachers. All right? So you ask yourself, what is this current situation, this challenge? What is it teaching me? What is this situation teaching me? Yeah, no, we read from one of the scripture that the challenges that we go through in life, they are to build what? To build patience in us. Perhaps your current situation is to build something, one of the fruits of the Spirit. That is for you to find out, of course. So please ask yourself, what is this situation teaching me? For you to advance in life, you need to build strong, quality, high adversity quotients. And for this to happen, you must be able to reframe situation to learn from the experience so that you can either heal, move, or excel, as the case may be, for each situation. Some situations in some situations you are expected to heal. Some situations you are expected to move on. Some situations you are expected not to give up. Some situations you are expected to excel. So whatsoever you are supposed to do, whatsoever your positive response should be to that situation, it is adversity quotient that will help you to achieve that response. But how do you get to do that? You have to reframe the situation by asking yourself, what is this experience teaching me? What is the situation teaching me? And the next thing to do is build daily resilience habits. Build daily resilience habits. Discipline is what builds strength. See, all these motivation talks, all these encouragements from outsiders and co, they are sweet, they are good, they are warming, they warm the heart. But what really builds you is discipline, personal discipline. And for you to really get a high degree of adversity quotient, you must be willing to build daily resilience habits. This is one of the major things that we do as the Intentional Winner Squad. Building habits, staying accountable, building resilience. Even when you do not feel like it, you just keep at it. If you are one who tend to blow things out of proportion, If you find yourself reacting instead of responding, you have to start learning how to respond. One of the beautiful things about adversity quotient is that it can be learned. You can learn how to have good quality adversity quotient. Intelligence quotient may be something difficult for some people, for some persons to acquire, but you see that adversity quotient, you can learn it. You need it so much, and you can learn it. You can learn it. And the next one now is reduce emotional overreaction. I will explain how this works. Not every battle is worth your energy. Learn how to identify situations that demand your emotions. Learn not to waste your emotions on some situations. Like I said at the beginning, understand what you have control over and understand those things outside of your control. Today it rained in the side of the world where I reside. I do not have control over the weather forecasts. So perhaps I plan my laundry and everything and I intend to spread my clothes out there, and it did not happen, and I'm feeling bad about it. Why am I feeling bad? The weather forecast is not up to me. I'm not in control of whether it rains or not. Understand what is in your control and understand what is outside, what is not within your control. Things like the movement of the tide on the ocean, the forecasts, people's mannerism. You are not in control of all those things. The government of your nation, you are not in control of all those things. The economic recession in the world, you are not in control of all those things. How people talk to you, you are not in control, but you are in control of your response. Now, understand the kind of battles you fight. It's not up to you to start fighting the bus conductor because the person did not respect you the way the person should. You should understand that some persons will only speak from the level of their intelligence. So you answering some person's question is you debasing yourself. But that is another topic for another day, please. So don't waste your emotions. Rather, name your emotion. Name what you are feeling at that particular time and try to find the root cause. Analyze how the situation is. Weigh the best options options of responses and give the best one to that situation. And the fourth one, remember the first one I said is reframe the situation. Ask yourself the question, what is this situation teaching me? Number 2, build daily resilience habits. Discipline. Emphasis on discipline, which will build your strength. And number 3, reduce emotional overreaction. Don't waste your energy. Don't waste your emotions on some battles. And pick those things that will warrant you to even respond. It's not everything that demands your responses. Okay? And number 4, stay connected to your purpose. See, purpose gives strength. Purpose gives strength to persist. And once again, this is one of the things you're very particular about at the Intentional Winners Squad. You will be asked, did you live an impactful life this month? Did you live an impactful life this week? You see, living purposefully would keep you in check. Living purposefully will keep you in check. You can't impact without connecting with people. And in the course of connecting with people, there is no way that you will not experience some things that would demand you to use your adversity quotient. If you do not put your adversity quotient to use, it cannot be built. And it can only be built in the course of living purposefully. If you are living out of purpose, you would just be you will not be able to build your adversity quotient the way it ought to. So staying connected to your purpose, impacting, living purposefully will help you in building your adversity quotient. Now that's the cheat code I'm giving you. If you really want to build the adversity quotient, live purposefully. Live purposefully. You are going to be having strong adversity quotient. And the last but not the least, strengthen your mindset spiritually. Strengthen your mindset spiritually. Oh, I have the mind of Christ. I have wisdom. I have utterance. These are the things that I love declaring over my own offspring. Okay, you can also declare that over and over yourself. It is beyond affirmation. Psychologists, gurus, and lives, they will tell you that affirmation, declarations transform your life. But let me tell you what can actually transform your life like night and day: the Word of God. Strengthen your mindset spiritually by doing what? By emphasizing on the Word of God. If by His Word it can create the whole world, how much more transforming your life? How much more building your adversity quotient? How much more working patience in you? And let me tell you something beautiful. When you want to be a patient person, this is the way it works. You will be put in situations where your patience will be tried. So how best do you think you're going to have your adversity quotient built or strengthened if you do not face situations that will demand you to use your adversity quotient? So you cannot be in hiding and say you want your adversity quotient to be built. With this framework, I can assure you that your adversity quotient will be well built. Strengthen your mindset spiritually. And this part, in this world, challenges are inevitable. I've said that over and over. Challenges are inevitable. However, you can overcome all this. You can overcome all this in the exact word of Jesus Christ. He said, in this world you will have persecutions. That is to say, in this world you will receive some gbasgbos. You're gonna see some shaggy. But be of good cheer, you have overcome the world. Now you can hold on to this word that I have overcome the world. When you come across some challenges that have you on the chokehold, you tell yourself, I have overcome the world. You tell yourself that I am facing this challenge from the standpoint of a conqueror. I am more than a conqueror through Christ who strengthens. You declare the word. Declare the word, W-O-R-D. Declare the word of God, okay? That is one mighty cheat. In fact, it's not a cheat code. It is, if there's a word that is higher than that, it is a super code that you can use for building strong adversity quotient. Overcoming the world is not something that is one-off. As a human, you keep overcoming. It's not as if you overcome today and that is all. Challenges will keep coming as you keep getting older, as you keep facing, for somebody in their 20s, they have their own bespoke challenges. By the time they are getting to their midlife, they have their own challenges. As they are getting older, once upon a time your challenge was possibly writing WAEC. Now your challenge is finding the right spouse. Now your challenge is raising godly children. Now your challenge is being in a country where the economy is having epilepsy, is having some glitches. Or now your challenge is having older parents, caring for them, or having in-laws. When you were 8 years old, your challenge was never about in-laws, but now you are having challenges about in-laws. But when you were 8 years old, your challenge possibly was having a best friend that wouldn't wear the same clothes with you, or the best friend that is not talking to you in school. Possibly that was the challenge that you were experiencing then. The way you had overcome that would determine how you would now face a situation where you now have in-laws that are possibly not talking to you the way you want. You can see now, challenges keep showing up in different formats as we journey through life. The way you handle each one determine how you will overcome the next. So build your adversity quotient so that you can easily, in quotes, overcome the challenges that you would face as life faces you. It is well with us. So on a closing remark, life will not reduce its challenges for you. Life will not reduce its challenges for you, because you can't say because you are one amazing human being, you are soft spoken, You don't think evil concerning people, so life will not want to challenge you. Huh? Wake up and smell the matcha. Wake up and smell the Lipton. You see, you are the one who will increase your capacity. In the words of one of my favorite teachers, Elizabeth Oni, she said, you don't pray for your responsibilities to be reduced. You pray for your capacity to be enlarged, to be increased. You don't pray for your challenges to fizzle out. Rather, you pray for the grace to overcome them. Your success in life will not just depend on your IQ. There are smart people who do not have adversity quotient. Your success will not depend on your IQ or who you know. Yeah, it will depend on your AQ, your adversity quotient, your ability to stand, your ability to adapt, and your ability to keep moving. The question is, will adversity come? Sorry, that's not the question. That is not the question. The real question is, who will you become when it comes? What will you become? How will you respond when adversity comes, when challenges come? Because without any further ado, without any doubt, you are going to face challenges in life. You're going to face adversities. But how you handle them is the question that I should be asking you. How do you intend to handle them? And on this note, I want to say thank you so much for being part of this call. I would love to see in the comments, is there anyone there? Like, if you have any question, I would love to know. I would love to know any question, observation, question, observation, question, observation. It is, okay. It's a conversation, please. So I'd love to know your parts. I'd love to know your take. I'd love to hear from you. Have you gotten anything worthwhile? Please let me know. Please let me know. Please let me know. Please let me know. All right. Any question, observation, and what have you? Anybody there? If you can hear me, please drop a comment. Let me know that you are still with me so that we can call it an evening. Let me know if you've gotten something worthwhile tonight. I was still on the call. Okay. If you can hear me, please drop something in the comments. Let me know if it has been worthwhile for you. Then we'll call it an evening together. Alright, on that note, I think I'll be calling it a good evening. Thank you for joining the call. For those who joined from the beginning to this point, I want to say thank you. In spite of the glitches, you still stayed. That means you have good adversity quotient. I want to let you know that these sessions will be happening all through the month of April. This is the first one. You can always replay this session over and over to juice out what you need to learn from this session. This time next week, Saturday, we're going to be having another topic with another speaker. So you don't just be seeing my face every Saturday, okay? We'll be having another speaker talking to us on another topic that is very essential for us in this time and season. Okay, thank you once again for being part of this call. I love you dearly, and I want to say remain blessed. My name is Elizabeth Oni, the convener, lead instructor of the Intentional Winner Squad, an accountability platform for identity discovery, emotional healing, intensive mentorship, and holistic transformation. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your holiday, your Easter holiday. Bye.